Hello folks, well this is me from the Embargo Man channel, and one thing we're talking about is just a topic that have you ever seen one thing. I'm not talking about a review of a product, I'm not talking about anything of any of those concerns right there, right? What I'm talking about is one thing and one thing only. Get ready for this. This would be more of evangelicals or organizations planning to give you free courses in Mandarin and the Korean language. Of course, how would it be? Okay, most likely Pope has went to Japan, right? This is one thing. If you have seen so many things or so many of this rap about the Yasukuni Shrine, right? So what is the Yasukuni Shrine? Or what this means for this? What this means for the rise of Protestantism? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not against any churches. I'm against people who abuse them. So what is it is abusing? Priests abusing children, alright? Okay. There's this case. There's one case in one thing of some church that some pastor has been involved in child prostitution, abusing children, alright? In one other thing is, don't blame the church, blame the people. You blame people, is God give you free will, right? Free will to do whatever it is, or to join whatever the church it is. Don't you have to be an obligation to learn the Chinese language or the Korean language because it says mandatory to God? That's kind of nonsense, alright? So what I say is to all the people watching on YouTube and people very aware of what is this place on the controversy of, when they have of this ritual in Rome about the Pachamama, or about the natives in South America, the Native Americans in South America, and so that's something it was talking about. This is kind of like nonsense. Besides that, would be more of one serious thing is the Yasukuni Shrine, right? I'm so aware of everything was going on because of the Pope in Japan. I am aware of that the Yasukuni Shrine would lead to the events of evangelicals tying with the Chinese government, evangelicals tying with the Koreans and stuff, because I mean, this is what, and the problem in Hong Kong, what they might say Hong Kong are tied with Satan. So if Hong Kong is tied with Satan, the Chinese are with God. This is going to be a little bit of twisted, alright? So many things of that, or whatever this may be, that I mean the Yasukuni Shrine. The Yasukuni Shrine, it's like saying like Arlington Cemetery for us. It's a memorial, right? So what it is very sacred for the people in Japan, right? So this bad rap of this, okay, they worship war criminals and whatever, right? So this idea that people thinking about the Yasukuni Shrine saying like, look at this, And what is going to happen is this tide of bad rap towards the Yasukuni Shrine is going to hit in the Protestant branches more likely, and even on the evangelicals, tying up giving the bad rap to the Yasukuni Shrine. And then that means, if whatever it is, it's kind of funny. And then what the Pope said is fighting against nuclear weapons. Yes, I am against nuclear weapons. Sometimes that what would be about nuclear weapons is this. I mean, nobody agrees with the use of nuclear weapons. Most likely gotta be some kind of stupidity in saying, oh yeah, that's what it is. Well, you know, most likely of all things going on besides government, religion, church and state, this goes to a matter that I would say this. You have a choice, alright? You have a choice. If you don't want to learn Chinese, if you don't want to learn Korean, that's fine. That's fine, because it is your choice. If you want to learn Japanese, go ahead. So, I'm learning Japanese towards Duolingo. Te warimasen, it means not me in Japanese. So yes, I would say that in Japanese because I'm learning Japanese, right? So, I mean, all that means in the case that how come people would say the prosecutions and all this, and what humans has done so much wrong? I'm not talking about any specifics of religion. I'm just talking specific in humanity itself doing harm to others and whatever. It is because once they might just put it this way. Don't blame your minister for abusing your child. Don't blame a priest for abusing a child. Don't blame the church. Whatever church it is, don't matter if it's the Church of England, the Catholic Church, or whatever. Blame the people. These people who say to be higher authority, to say to be ministers, or like priest or pastor or rabbi or whatever it is, they don't deserve to be in that position for abuse of authority, abuse of raping a kid, abuse of anything, right? But don't come and point a finger at somebody visiting at a place Don't come and point a finger at an individual who is sacred for us, or for me, or as example, who visiting at a place that honors A1. They say that honors A1 war criminals, right? Yasukuni Shrine, right? The Yasukuni Shrine is this place that even Justin Bieber wasn't even welcome in China, right? What it is with this plan, and what is it with this and the Yasukuni Shrine, and what would say that they might just accept the Orthodox or the Bishop of Canterbury. In other words, let the leader of the Church of England be more welcome in mainland China than the Pope. That's would be going on with this, thus breaking away from Rome and have more connections with London, or London have more connections with Beijing. I mean, Canterbury, or with Canterbury, has anything to do with people abusing authorities. You know, rabbis, priests, pastors, whatever, have something to do with a religious leader visiting a place has caused controversy for years. I mean, this place is so sacred to the people of Japan is because it is part of their culture. It is part of what they are, unique people, and they have the ancestors and whatnot, not just Shintoism, but out of all the belief systems being died and remembered and fighting for their own country, right? So this is kind of ridiculous in putting this way, and even though that history could repeat itself by abusing some set of rules and twisting things to put it in their own point of view, saying about this. And for example, I'm not saying I'm not criticizing anybody, I'm not criticizing any nationality or anything like that, right? What I'm criticizing is people pointing the finger and says, and because I remember this when I can remember one time that this when a priest told you point the finger at somebody, then the point the finger blaming yourselves, right? So go ahead, get on. If you're visited one day of this, because this Yasukuni Shrine video and a papal visit to the Yasukuni Shrine, and then you result that if you wanted to learn Korean at your church, free lessons of Korean or free lessons of the Chinese language, go ahead. So, I mean, that's cool. But, I mean, some people that are not really sure, and I will tell you this, stay away from false prophecy. False prophecy is saying that this is it. They don't know what it is. For an example, telling, oh yeah, the people of Hong Kong are deep. Oh well, the people in Hong Kong needs help. But in a way, just trying to blame all this because of one man, because of one person stepping on the foot of the Yasukuni Shrine. Well, it is known. I mean, but you have some Confederate fighters in Arlington Cemetery, right? So what's the blame for? What is the blame with all this? What is the blame that, I mean, we cannot make sense of all things to stop one thing and then decided one day, okay, we're gonna stop, you're gonna seal the plant, and then the next day, okay, we're gonna use it because of, no, it's not that way. Humanity itself has done so many wrongdoings on whatever they don't like, or on saying, yeah, let's do this, like just, and then they come out and blame other people, right? This is the type of things that, I mean, humanity itself saying, oh look, I mean, that like these we're not gonna go because these people are abusing, and then you do get married or whatever, you know. Yes, nobody's perfect, everybody has their own rules, anybody sets these limits. So look at yourselves and right from the start. Look behind those closed doors and look within yourself before you point a finger at anybody, right? So how is blaming people or blaming others for the wrongdoings of certain people, right? Don't just leave one church and joined because, oh, visited the Yasukuni Shrine. Right? That's kind of stupid. That's kind of a mediocre sense of stupidity that I think, because I'm not saying not me. Pero what am I saying? That means not me. I ain't leaving. Even though I just say I went to other denominations, and I believe there's just one human being, there's one supreme being, one God. But saying just because you leave, oh, look, people, look, folks, you wanna say you wanna support, and you wanna support anybody, you wanna support these people, you wanna like just go and, okay, let's boycott Japanese products. Let's not buy a Lexus, buy Mercedes Benz instead, and whatever. Look, folks, look, people. I'm not saying that you people watching there, wherever you are, especially in Korea, that you would say that you're gonna leave the Catholic Church. You're gonna leave the Catholic Church because Francis went to the Yasukuni Shrine, right? That's just a stupid excuse. Just saying that the Yasukuni Shrine worship war criminals and whatever it is, that you might just saying, look, I don't know if you're willing to do it, but you look conscious within yourself, and no matter what will happen, just keep faith no matter where you go. People make mistakes. You might just saying you blame, and then you blame, okay, Francis went to the Yasukuni Shrine, and then the next day, then you have in the news, okay, this minister raped a 14-year-old girl, right? So that's just a comparison. What's worse, visiting the Yasukuni Shrine, being part of one of these largest denominations of Christianity sect, or having a minister or a pastor at a church that you're going to raping a 14-year-old girl. It kind of makes no sense, because I'm talking about the Yasukuni Shrine, right? So you don't blame the organization, you blame the people who are as bad as whatever it is, and they're saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, give some donations, whatever, and saying, oh yeah, we're gonna, like, we believe, we keep the faith in God, whatever, and then at the end they're gonna do rape a child or whatever, and seeing the news, oh, holy crap, is this pastor raping kids, or this priest raping kids, or whatever? Don't blame, or the rabbi, don't blame the organization, blame the people. Just like you blaming police departments, right? You're blaming police departments because all the policemen are the ones beating people up, and they abuse authority. Yeah, religious leadership or becoming a minister of a church is also one way to abuse authority also, right? No matter whatever denomination it is, there's people doing this kind of stuff. Then just leaving just because one individual went to the Yasukuni Shrine is ridiculous, right? So what it is with the bad rap of the Yasukuni Shrine, and what it is about nuclear weapons, I know we're all against nuclear weapons. Francis visited Hiroshima, because I'm with my phone and see what it is, right? So I'm telling you folks, you people who, I mean, few people who have, like it's saying like me, who have this love. Okay, well, I would like to go to Japan one day, learning their language and whatever. Saying, okay, stick with it. Don't just have this obligation. Oh, you need to learn this because this is what is going toward, just because of the Yasukuni Shrine visit. All right, don't get, or besides, don't get lured by people sailing off to the Chinese government, right? Or ignoring the people of Hong Kong, for example, all right? So evangelicals ignoring the people of Hong Kong, I think that's might happen, who knows? But, I mean, there is some things that I might just say that if you want to notice them, just look within and get away from these false organizations. Or beware of false prophets, right? As they say, beware of false prophets. Anybody who ties with suffering of the people of Hong Kong, get away from that. Get away, because just because you see one person just because you see one man visiting the Yasukuni Shrine, a holy man visiting the Yasukuni Shrine, doesn't mean that you have to believe with all this garbage they toss around with you. All right. So as it is, sometime if you want to find out, stay away from organizations being connected to the CCP, and just because they want to, attack and blame Francis visiting the Yasukuni Shrine, right? Join in organizations that have nothing to do with it, and let it to be neutral, or be like Lizzie, like Lizzie's Answers. She was part of a church called Church of Christ, and she converted to Catholicism. You could do it. That's free will, alright? You could do it. Because, I mean, that's just preventing the lies, or all this, what is settling towards in favor of, okay, our leader visited the Yasukuni Shrine. That doesn't mean they need to blame us. They just separated brothers and sisters on Christ, right? That's just what we might say, or what I might say what it is, So just look towards, just believe in one God. And I mean, this is mostly by the audience in Korea that know English and stuff. Look, you might do what it is. You want to blame one individual. He came to your country. So, why leave? Why get lured? Why get to believing all the nonsense? Using this fabrication to see, Martin Luther see the life within Koreans doing, that's just some made up story about it, because they got a problem with the Yasukuni Shrine, right? So I could tell you this: leaving the church you are at, same one I am, that means a papal visit to the Yasukuni Shrine don't mean jack. Alright? That means that you are just believing all the phony baloney that you get tossed on, and then you want to just let people believe what they want to believe, right? Yes, believe in what they teach you, and believe in all the made up story Yes, Martin Luther was the form of the Reformation. Why not using him to lure to seeing, okay, he see a brighter light in Korea because of the papal visit to the Yasukuni Shrine, and then related the 95 theses to the Yasukuni Shrine. That's kind of nonsense, right? You know, mixing ideas with something that is so made up because it doesn't make kind of sense, right? It doesn't make sense because it is what it is. It's your choice. You do it. All you doing is blaming yourself because you two people, I'm just saying to them, you are the ones raping your own women, right? So this is like, I'm saying, put in the way of the United States and Puerto Rico separates from the United States and become independent, and they want to freaking blame Americans for raping Puerto Rican women. That's what you guys were back in the day, like all this time from 1910, 140 years from 1910 to, and then you come to blame your own sins when you were in control of your own government, your own ancestors. That's kind of nonsense. We all have to blame, and we have to blame humanity in general. Doesn't matter where they're from, doesn't matter what kind of religion. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't matter what kind of religion. I mean, we need to say respect others and don't point and don't blame the finger. Just because one place means just because one individual visit one place means I'm gonna leave. God is calling me to leave. That's nonsense. What it is calling you is to be connected, be in touch, understanding different cultures, different aspects of life, to most likely and accept that we all make mistakes, that we all messed up, we all screw up. Why? Because at the end of the day, we are human beings. Why we are human beings? Because what we do is messed up. Alright? We mess up. It's like we mess up, and then when we mess up, we find somebody to point the finger. We find an individual to point a finger. Alright, let's blame the NYPD for police brutality. Let's blame the LAPD. Let's blame this, let's blame that, whatever. No. Let's blame not just organizations, let's blame people. Let's blame people in general. Let's blame you and me. Your mother, your father, sister, or your brother's brother, or whatever, Blame humanity in general, because humanity are the ones that do the wrongdoings. Human beings are the ones that are raping 14-year-olds or raping 15-year-olds or whatever it is. Those human beings, doesn't matter what profession, doesn't matter if he's a teacher or a cop or a pastor or a priest or a rabbi or whatever. People, doesn't matter which organization or which affiliation they work, blame those individuals that do harm the people. Don't blame the organizations. Even a football player could come up and do rape or whatever, or do bad stuff, right? Don't blame the NFL, don't blame the MLB, don't blame the NBA. Blame the people who abuse that authority and say, oh, yeah, I'm gonna use the child, whatever, seems kind of cute. Blame those people. don't matter what profession they is. I mean, but do not blame. I'm gonna tell you, serious people, and this is my final answer. Do not blame an individual or person of great importance visiting the Yasukuni Shrine. Justin Bieber, I mean, I don't know what to say about Justin Bieber visiting the Yasukuni Shrine not being welcome in some countries. That's kind of stupid, right? I'm just a human being, right? He's not creating his own mysteries or anything. Well, nothing happens, right? Just fans losing, right? Don't leave the church if you've seen Pope Francis visiting the Yasukuni Shrine, right? That's kind of stupid, because all the mess going on just to blame the leader of the Catholic Church. Why not just saying, look what is going on, stay aware, stay alert. You could stay alert. Blame people, blame teacher abusing, blame coaches, blame whoever, right? Just blame people behind there working for these organizations, no matter what, abusing children, sexually abusing children. Blame, doesn't matter what profession there is. Blame people who abuse other people, no matter what. That's the thing. You just blame people. Don't blame organizations, alright? Because blaming organizations gives a bad rap, and just pointing the finger and bad mouthing, or in that case, what some Protestants might begin is Japan bashing. Stop Japan bashing and work together with us, and let us pray for a better world. Not blaming an individual visiting a place known that honors war criminals, right? And that is just pulling off Chinese and Korean members, being members of the Church of Rome, to join your organization because of that. Tossing that what it is, alright? And what it is, just blame people. Blame people within your organization who abuse children. Blame people, doesn't matter where, of any organization. Could be religious, could be from sports, and schools, whichever. Whoever abuse people, they don't deserve. They don't deserve to have the right to be abusive of authority. And that's the thing that we want for people to show and support people that do really suffer. People that do really suffering from abusive governments. So in whichever case they mean, like for example, Venezuela, right? Or Hong Kong, right? Yes, help them, but don't ever point the finger at anybody from one certain denomination visiting one certain place that is known for years for so many controversies. Known for years for so many controversies that they honor people that rape Chinese women. Oh, because that might be kind of a bit of, I mean, we all make mistakes, but hey, don't just do that, right? I mean, what it is for everybody to work together, right? That's what we want, and that's what God wants. As they say, what God wants is true, right? The people that suffer, that do really suffer, right? I mean, with this thing of pointing the finger, even people working within government, no matter, I'm not naming a specific country of government, who are abusive, are about to be called, alright? So, that's it. I mean, we all need to work together. I mean, if you want to be sure of something, learn it and get good information about it. Get some good information about it, because I do believe that, I'm not gonna reveal product, but because I do believe that working together, settle things over, and see to search for some bad apples and get rid of them. Some bad apples, or doing something wrong inside the organization or league or congregation or whatever. Those people are the ones that really needs to get rid of, right? That is what it is of working together, and not point the finger at each other. And because after all of this, including some audiences, if you're willing to say, you know what, you're not the one to point the finger. You're not the one to point the finger at an individual or somebody that wants to bring people together, because of a supreme being wants to bring people together. Go and separate and say, you know what, I might leave, or use or change or twist things on a theory of these 95 things, or 95, plans of 95 stuff that you want to change it and preserve it on your own way, right? None of that needs to work. What we need to work is together, alright? I mean, look within yourselves, look within your ancestors, look within anybody, and look towards the other skeletons inside of your closet. What you do if you want to blame other people, look in the closet. You have a bunch of skeletons in your past. A bunch of skeletons. And that's just for some certain people that have a bunch of skeletons, alright? Yeah, I know when some people say I'm talking about skeletons in the closet, right? Well, people same like you, and they realize what they're doing. I'm not saying to other people, to everybody, but certain people that I'm saying the same as you. I'm not talking about people that were like, ancestors from, they are members from Germany. Now Germany is divided, and that's I'm talking to these Korean folks. And what they did, they don't want to see blaming somebody else for their own sins. You feel the same way like that, alright? But most likely, you're not like saying like you would like for some folks. Sometimes you were like Germany, and at the same time like Puerto Rico. Why? United States becomes Japan for some folks, right? And then you have people playing the role of Puerto Rico and Germany at the same time, right? So do not blame people for wrongdoings, alright? Look within your skeletons in the closet. Just like everybody else have to look for their own skeletons in the closet. And I mean, we all need to blame, and we cannot point the finger. And what we are is one world, one humanity, right? I mean, let's cheer for humanity to understand not to blame an organization, nor a country, nor a government of sorts. We need to look within ourselves and look towards everything, even look deeper with all the skeletons in the closet that we all have. So, goodbye. Peace out. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe to the Embargo Man channel. Hit the bell button. And see you in the next video, because I might just do a product review. So, goodbye everybody. And probably something else. Stay tuned right here in the Embargo Man.